Wagga, wagga, wagga. Y'all finally ready to talk about this? I think now is a good time more than ever to talk about this game. Oh, very much so. I think it's time that we talk about this. It don't seem to make sense that this could happen tonight and I get all of it right. I was the one that saw the trap and said, that's a trap. That's a trap. And do the right thing. So, without further ado, are y'all ready? Let's get into this. Let's get into this breakdown of what happened to them Lakers. Hi, I'm Karceno. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Karceno and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Now, I want y'all to look at this because this is very key to start the game. This to show you how trash the Lakers really are as a team. All those wins and everything has been a front. It's fraudulent. They were just getting by coming down, shooting threes, running the lanes, throwing alley-oops to Jackson Hayes. And everybody was glazing the Lakers, thinking they were the greatest team since sliced bread. But if you watch the games, you can clearly see this is not a team worthy of praise. This is a team that should sit down and shut the hell up. Now, as we take a look at this said situation, let's take a look at how a lot of this transpired. These young boys is able to beat the Lakers with athleticism and the Lakers having a lack of whistle. So if you take the whistle away from the Los Angeles Lakers and they got to match up, this is what it's going to look like, ladies and gentlemen. When they get on the line, boy, then we going to see what it really is. And sure enough, look at this. Slow white guy on the pick and roll. Now they got Aiden having to step up. You have an open guy in the middle. Luka's only there to defend, but Aiden isn't a great defender. He never stops the penetrator. He lets him get the corner. How do you do that? Seven, 6. Now look, they sit there in the corner. They probably wait, show and go, drive on Aiden. He gets in the air. Shouldn't have done that, but look, got a cutter. Goes to the nail, goes straight up. At Clint Capella or somebody. And there it is. You got a jump hook. So right there, he's already put the junk hook over. Oh, I saw this coming. The point spread told me, do not bet the Lakers today. And I always bet the Lakers, just in case I could be covered, in case they sneak a one in on us. Now, look at this. Getting them down low, shooting at the nail. Remember, everybody's drawn in. Open three. See, that opens up everything. I would have just took the shot from the nail. But the NBA wants everybody shooting threes. Threes, son. Threes is what we need. What do we need? Threes. That's what I'm talking about. Threes. Here's the break. You got 4 Lakers back. Here come the cutter. He was cutting the whole time. Luka half-ass gets over and gives up a layup. Pure athleticism, speed, and lack of foot movement by the Los Angeles Lucas. That 3-1 with Bronny in the rotation. Look at this. Stagnant, slow offense. You lost to a bunch of dudes like they just came from Zimbabwe. About 5 of them probably named Muhammad. I mean, when you don't do anything really flashy on offense and the guys that you got are slow, they have to be very talented in their wheelhouse, like mostly shooting. Now, Luka does this drive, penetrate, and he throws the alley-oop for Ayton, right? And they try to get him on a smaller guy so they could take advantage, right? That's basically Luka Doncic basketball when he gets to that position. How do you defend that? Most teams don't know. It's like they don't teach you basketball, or at least defensive techniques anymore. You supposed to be glued to his hip, have your body leaning on Aiton's body so he can't jump over you and be able to dunk, grab the basketball, do any of these things. Now, here they go again. Here we go again. Oh, let me move that out the way. Now, very easy. They didn't get the BS whistle they always get. You feel me? It was quite obvious the Lakers cannot get the calls that they normally have rained or bestowed on them. Mm-hmm. Look at this. They didn't know anything about who they were facing. But look, they have to get in a zone defense because guys can't match up. Look how quick they can get down court. And get their position easy. Got him off balance. Here's the penetration now. Throws the pass inside. Duh. This team could have beat the Lakers by 100. What you saw last night is what the Los Angeles Lakers really look like. That's what you saw last night. There was a Bronny James sighting. He scored 9 useless points in garbage time. So I guess that's something you could feel happy over. But look at this. Look, they slow. Luka can't get in the defensive stance quick enough. No one has stopped any penetration of the ball handler. No one's in a defensive position. Now, look at this. They're in a defensive position. They just made a mistake, and guys forgot who they was rolling towards. But look, see how I disturbed them enough to break up the pass and everything else? So Luka's got to shoot a bad shot. It's a good shot for him because he practiced it. But you won that battle. You let Luka shoot from way out there. Yeah, everybody's, where's Austin Reeves, man? You got Jake Revaya. You don't need Austin Reeves. This was a beat down, and it started to get away from them quick. He got to a spot, pull up. You see how easy it is? How everybody's getting to their set relatively easy. You see, this is what I like about the game. When you don't give a team a whistle and you get to see exactly what they are as a team, look at the set they're running. It's the same post-up set that you've seen. They're not even running split action. They're just spreading the game around. And they say, all right, well, go ahead, kid. You want to beat this guy off the dribble, go ahead. He throws up a little garbage one-on-one shot. It goes in, thank God. But no offense was ran there. Everybody was standing still. But Bronny James got 2. Let's ring the alarm. Bronny got 2 points, baby. Let's go, Bronny! Up, no ball handler. Vanderbilt handling the ball at the top of the key or bringing the ball up is a plus for any team. And now, with all these new rules that LeBron James brought into the league, you can skip to Malou, my darling. And they keep saying what players would have done back in this era. If this player played back then, if this player played back when, dude, you can't play now. Y'all can't play now in your rules. What do you think Jordan would do if he could take 3-4 steps and a gather step? You ever thought about that? You're going to give Michael Jordan an extra step? You're going to say, hey, you can't touch Michael Jordan? You're going to tell all these players that they couldn't do that back then? What you going to do? Y'all can't handle Steph Curry. What you going to do with Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller could play right now. Reggie Miller could play right now and dominate. He probably can't play a whole 30, 40 minutes a night, but Reggie could get on the court right now and destroy teams. I mean, literally destroy them. There's so much that people just don't understand. And because they don't, everybody is stuck in there looking beyond the glass. My thing is, I didn't think about all of those characteristics that you guys are mentioning right now. That didn't come or that didn't, exist in my wheelhouse. What existed in my wheelhouse was something that I didn't revel in. Looking at this game, it's on the scales of ridiculous. It was over in the second quarter. And the Lakers couldn't get their usual calls. So when you can't get your calls, right? The Lakers shot 20 free throws in this game. The Atlanta Hawks shot 11. Y'all shot 20 free throws. They shot 11 total. And y'all got blown out by 20. Luka had 22 points. Why? Because on the pick and roll, he was faced with another athletic player. The African giants were on him defensively. These young guys can keep up with you, Luka. They're going to say, well, we didn't have LeBron or Austin Reeves. They are losing. Half their team is out in Atlanta. You lost to the third string team. You lost to basketball. Look at this. At the nail, Marcus Smart down low with one of these big old Muhammad Zimbabwe's. And they destroying you. For sure, for sure, for sure. Now you see, look at that. All Luka points are coming where? Up, up, and away. Away from the rim. Well, JJ didn't like what he saw from the Lakers. See, look at that. Just bonehead plays. Just gave up an open three. Off blown pickup coverage. But you see, all the Laker points are from out there. And they couldn't hit those shots all night. They looked terrible. See what happens when the ref isn't carrying you and ain't blowing the whistle every 10 minutes? You prove you don't belong. Y'all would be about 3-9 right now if it wasn't for these referees carrying y'all. Because they can't have y'all so far behind. Y'all will be in the play-in compared to all these other teams. Look, they just go to the nail, shoot over you. What you do? Aiden is not a rim protector. He's not a defender. So if you get him in this pick and roll situation, it's like picking your nose. You gonna cry or die. Which one? One gonna come before the other. Look at that. Simple basketball. Kick it out. See, when you penetrate, look, it's about 3 Lakers in the paint because that's where they took the ball. And now they got to run back out and defend. And now they give up an open shot, and Atlanta Hawks was hitting it. You know why? Because these young kids, you know what they do? They practice. They come to the game and they practice. That dude is blocking in his hair. That boy was in there since 6 a.m. that morning. He probably walked there from Ethiopia and decided he wanted to play. Now look at Lucas shooting from the damn logo and making it. Hey, that's just a bad shot. It's not going to get you back in the game. You down about 20 in the second quarter. Shooting that shot just so you can get back on defense to get cooked some more. Look, you got one person on the bench. Yo! I don't even think LeBron made the trip. I don't think Austin Reeves made the trip. I don't think LeBron made the trip. I think they said, nah, we're going to sit this out. Look at this. Now you got to run out. That's it. See that? See what you got to do? That's white boy fever. This is what happens when you got a whole bunch of white guys on the court. Look at this. Who is Luka Garden? You got 2 Lakers here. LaRavia, Jake. You see 2 Lakers there. Luka, you see 2 Lakers there. If you got 2 Lakers guarding the ball here, what are you doing? Who are you defending? Luka just had a brain fart, and so did Jake, who thinks he's guarding the passing lane. Neither guy has communicated or checked and see where their individual they're supposed to be guarding is. Ayton is guarding 2 people right now. So you can't blame DeAndre Ayton, but at the end of the game, he'll be the one they throw under the bus. If we didn't have DeAndre Ayton, we probably would have won this thing. If we didn't have DeAndre Ayton, Ayton just got to get better. There's a swing. out, open shooter. Now Luka's right. He turns and says, "This is my position. I'm protecting." So he's back in the paint. We're basically giving up an open shot. The young kid got to run out. He don't even get there. Now, the Lakers didn't play last night. This is the first game of a road trip. Y'all basically been at home for like a month and lack of travel. So this is the first time y'all really hitting the road. Like the road. And look at how y'all play. You look lethargic, you look lazy, you look uninspired. Giving up open shots to the shooters. But this was the trap game. Vegas let them basically play and say, we're not going to get the Lakers the whistle today. We want everybody betting on the Lakers. Oh, Atlanta Hawks ain't got nobody. This going to be the parlay buster. So there's the swing right there, pump fake. Oh, he almost got it. He was supposed to pump fake that, but again, look, all of their shots are coming from outside the stripe. Nobody's going in, no dribble penetration, nothing. Everything's a long shot. Look, he looked lost. Everybody lost here. Oh, what's that? Drop off. What we got here? Oh, do I see something? I see a lane. Skip dribble. I'm going to slow play it. I'm going to slow burn. Get to right there. Spin move. Go straight up. Toss that little floater. Payoff. Now, Aiden is 7 feet tall and don't play like it. Now, at this point, the Hawks were up 11 points with 9 minutes to go in the third. They get the steal from Aiden and the rest of the guys. Here they come down the lane, right? They coming right back down, right at Luka. Look, nobody came to pick up the defender. They're pulling Aiden out the paint. I mean, would y'all watch a team movie or something that got y'all depressed, or was y'all asleep in the locker room? What did y'all do in Atlanta? Did y'all have Luka at the club last night? They come out flat. They're getting shut down and defended. Look at this. He went around the screen. Now he's going to go through it. See? That's how you defend the pick and roll. Hey. See, right here, watch what he does. This is when you can go around it. He went around the screen. The ball is not close there. He's watching the ball over here. He's watching Luka, so he could see the ball. He can go around the pick and roll. That's Luka. Now watch this. He went around. Now on the handoff, you go under to stay glued to Luka on the handoff. Luka's got to loop around to get around the defender. So he says, I got him. Stay with the guy. Look, he communicates. Tell him, don't close Luka out. Stay with old Jackson Hayes. I got Luka. So Luka goes for the vintage throw up. This guy just doesn't defend well on that play. But number 5 showed you how to use the pick and roll. When you go over, when you go under. He just gave you a prime example of how to play that exactly the way it's supposed to go. Oh, I hope they don't. Bronny's meaningless points that's coming in garbage time when the team is losing don't amount to a hill of beans. Look at this. All right, it's a 2-on-2 break. Why is Luka jogging? Where are the rest of the Lakers? Why are they trailing? Why is Jackson Hayes at the top of the key? They in here lighting they ass up. You see what happens if they play straight up and legit, they get blown off the court? That this team really isn't it, but they got to push this team. Well, they know that a lot of people aren't going to watch this game. So it's one of those Saturday night games where everybody going to either be outside doing something. They playing the Atlanta Hawks. Probably wasn't even damn televised. So people get to see what the Lakers really look like. So they down a dub in less than 10 minutes. 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, they were down 20. It went from 11 to 20. And look, not a Laker in sight. JJ Redick got so mad, he walked off the podium. Look, no effort. I understand white guys don't want to be in Atlanta, but my goodness. Look, Luka trying to go behind the back. Who are you going behind the back to? That's just dumb on Luka's part. Look, you know he ain't finna run and get all the way back. He gonna just jog. I ain't nothing I can do here. Boom! Oh, gosh. Them Hawks are soaring, ain't they? Look at that. At the nail. Throw it up. Because if you miss, look at that. Look who there. Your guy. What the hell is Vandy doing? All right. Vandy, you ain't the same no more since that injury, dog. Your legs is gone. Now it's a Bronny James sighting. Look, I'm going to shoot a free throw jump shot. Yeah, turn around. It's Bronny time. I'm going to bring us back, guys. We got 11 minutes. Okay, it's 98-76. Lean on me. I got you. I'm Bronny. I'm going to make you proud, Papa. So proud. Oh, another three. Look at the swing out. Oh. There it is. Send on a postcard. Splash. Here comes Bronny. Here I come. Look, I'm going to run the point. There you go. Go, Vandy. I got your back, Bronny. Yeah, is that an assist for me? Take that, Karceno. Yeah. Wait till I tell Dad I got another assist. I'm on my way. It's Bronny time. Here I come. Pick and roll. There's the roll. And here it comes. I said, here it comes. What the hell was that? So you could jump up, come down, get a foul, and then score the basketball. If I'm anybody there, I'm getting ready to leave now. It's 109-82 with 7 minutes to go. I'm warming the car up. You see, some Laker fans is leaving already. They know it's over. No Luka, no stay. Luka been pulled in the third quarter. Jackson Hayes get a running dunk. That's perfectly fine. This is like the fourth team. This is like the fourth team out here now. The 12th man is running out here getting ticked. And you still got Jackson Hayes in the game. Well, they doing their best. They knocking down shots. They are doing their absolute best. Mm-mm-mm. And that's the game. So there's really else nothing to cover here. This was just an ass whooping. A good old-fashioned ass whooping. And it just goes to show you that the Los Angeles Lakers are who we thought they were. This team is inferior. It's not a very good basketball team. And JJ Redick can be mad all he wants. He need to be mad at the fact he can't coach. He need to be mad at the fact that they don't run any real plays. They're not the Golden State Warriors. They don't have Steph Curry.
AJ, anything specific stand out about how the game kind of started and you weren't able to get going as a team?
Yeah, just not a lot to like tonight.
Where, you obviously had mentioned, right, you're going to emphasize that this happens sometimes when other teams are down. They find a way to rally around the flag. Did you feel some of that from the Hawks, or did you feel like this was more of your issue?
Oh, they brought the requisite level of effort and urgency and physicality.
We spoke about pregame about how you guys were in that position as the Hawks. We spoke about how much you guys have rallied and brought that energy. Is it even more disappointing to see it to kick off this road trip in that manner, considering you guys have done it so much to start?
Yeah, very disappointing.
So now, kind of, what's next? What's next? Is it kind of just you flush this one, or do you look at it after, or is it just let's just forget and move on to the next one?
No, we're going to look at it for sure.
Was there a moment in that third quarter that you realized that this was not going to be one of those nights where at least your first unit was going to get that?
I realized that in the first 2 minutes of the game.
What did you see in those first 2 minutes?
Nothing.
Next question.
So JJ Redneck gets to run away from questions and don't have to answer anything. If Darvin Ham would have done this once in any interview, he'd have been executed. But JJ Redneck get to do just that. Well, it's very clear. When you got a whole team of slow white boys on the court at the same time playing, and you got a bunch of brothers from Africa, Zimbabwe on the floor, I mean, this is looking like up in the air. What did you think was going to happen? And what made it even worse is the African Zimbabweans can shoot better than these white boys. Now that's a real problem. You were thinking you were going to have to deal with them down in the paint. Yeah, the air up there part two. This was looking like they was filming that movie. You got Jake LaRavia or whatever, and he's trying to run around out there, and the Lakers run the same ridiculous play. On defense, they're in a drop-covered zone. They go zone. They can't guard man because they got what? Slow white boys, including Luka Doncic. Luka lost weight, but still slow. He has a slow man. Like I told you, old fat guy can lose a lot of weight, but he still moves like a fat guy because he's not used to being slim. So he can't walk with that speed. He still wobble when he walks. So, dude, you ain't got to wait no more. What you still waddling for? You got to learn how to walk again. You got to try to gain your speed up. It's a whole different world. So Luka still play like a slow fat dude. He was like, man, dude, you slim. What's going on? Why are you so drained of energy? You ain't played a week of basketball. And y'all think these guys could deal with the 80s and 90s? Those dudes are, man, the 12th man would have ate Luka up. Exactly. Well, you got to look at it from the standpoint of where the game is now. You look at all of these guys who were hoop enthusiasts at the time, right? These guys didn't understand the scope of what they were getting themselves involved in. The Lakers are a victim of their own creation. They created this. We ain't got to do nothing but just catch and shoot threes all night. We need to shoot more threes. That's what we need to do. The Lakers, I felt, wasn't shooting more threes. When they was with Darvin Ham, they weren't shooting all these threes. Darvin Ham had them going to the paint. They were using AD like, AD, we don't need you jacking up a lot of threes. We need you in that paint. And it got them to the Western Conference Finals because they was using their size and speed to get to positions and win the matchup battle and trying to take all the pressure off LeBron James. Now, earlier today on the video, we had Darvin Ham on here speaking. And if you missed that video, go back and check that out if you didn't get a notification for it, because it's very revealing. As Darvin Ham said, Russ is on ball dominant. LeBron and AD are on ball dominant players. They don't move well without the ball. And all these guys are ball dominant. So you got 3 ball dominant guys. He said that was my decision to have Russ just come off the bench. So it wasn't that Russ is just bad. It's just it's a bad fit with LeBron. LeBron doesn't know how to play off the ball, even though he agreed that he would play off the ball. And it's Russ gonna have the ball the majority of the time. Nope, he would give it to Russ to start the game, and by the time the second quarter comes, here comes Bron bringing the ball up, because that's the only way he could see the court. He can't play with his back to the basket. This is the bum y'all said is the greatest player of all time, and I'm supposed to sit here and buy that shit. No. Sorry. Nothing's happening. Well, the Cup game, I don't even want to mention that because I don't care about the Cup thing. The whole thing was to let the Lakers win, just like they did in 2020. They wanted to let the Lakers win, period. See, what the plan was to have the Lakers beat the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals and go to the finals and win the championship that year. That's what the whole season was going towards. That was the script. The script that the NBA played, the NBA, and the Board of Governors, all of them had in place was to put the Lakers and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, let the Lakers beat them in 6 to 7 games, and let them advance to the finals to play against the Milwaukee Bucks. And they were going to beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 2020. That didn't happen. What we end up getting was the pandemic. So now the whole season's going to be a wash. Well, LeBron can't do that. That messes up his plans. So they were like, okay, well, let's do the Milwaukee Bucks, and we're going to get this season going again. I got a Zoom call link because some of the media, everybody was communicating from Zoom from their home because it was a pandemic lockdown. So now can't nobody go anywhere. So I get a link telling me what's going on. They get a link telling them what's going on. Everybody's get a link because they had one for the media, and whoever was doing the Zoom call didn't know what they were doing. And at the time, I'm sports media, and I was been covering the games. They were giving guys on the internet access to cover the games. And a mistake was made when they were putting out the links, and they deleted it and made a change. But in the email confirmation, the original one had the link for the Zoom call. So they still did the call for the Zoom that they had for us, but they still used the same link. It was just like everybody's supposed to drop out, and they didn't create a new link. They used the same damn link. So it became a major problem because it was everybody still on the link thinking it was the same meeting, and it was a whole different meeting going on. They had a meeting with the players. Then they had the meeting with the media, like the sports media, on like how they're going to have access, or, how could they conduct their interviews, everything. All of this was done through a Zoom link. Now, one of the players accidentally put out a link as well for the other meeting that they had that had Dame Lillard in there. And Dame Lillard was in his kitchen doing Zoom and was like, nah, I don't think we should, have the season. And all these players was in the Zoom chat. LeBron wasn't in the Zoom chat. And all these players that's there on Zoom, they sat there and had this meeting. And the meeting with Dame Lillard, everybody was in this thing, man. Russell Westbrook, everybody, and they was all saying how they didn't want to play. Nobody wanted to play the season. Everybody's out of shape. Nobody's in shape to play the season. So it's like we're not even in season form. We've been sitting down for 3 months. 3 months. Like we're not ready to play. Nobody really want to play. So I think, yeah, it's our decision. We should just call it and just come back and have a regular season when this thing clear over. And like what Dame Lillard was saying is, I'm worried about my family, man. You know, like my grandmother, you know, my family, my wife, and what's his name? They had a player on there whose cousin had it, you know, got COVID. They had to quarantine them. And he's like, man, yeah, everybody's just getting this thing and we don't know nothing about it. And I don't want to be thinking about my family. I'm over here and stuck in this hotel and I can't leave. He's like, what if somebody there got it and we can't leave? Now what? No, they quarantining the whole thing. That don't mean they can't get in. They could always get in. So they're not thinking basketball. They're thinking pandemic. So if you're thinking pandemic and not thinking basketball, you're already screwed. Luka is a great offensive player, one-on-one, playing his style of basketball. But when you wear him out defensively and he don't have the help, then he becomes isolated. He gets frustrated, and you keeping him running around the court, and there's nobody for him to guard. There's no soft player on the team. Everybody could cut and basically use a blade slice to the rim when Luka's guarding him, and you're just burning him out. And now on the offensive end, he's got to go through his legs, go through double teams. And I'm like, that whole drive down the lane, throw it up for Jackson Hayes, that play is just, it's basically remedial. And if you don't know how to defend that, that's on you. What you should be doing is going wide, having your body attached to the guy he's trying to alley-oop to. And while you're going back, you're pushing them away from the rim. So if they do jump over you and catch the ball, they can't catch and dunk the ball. So when they're cutting, you're glued to them, you're moving back, and you look like you're going this way, you're pushing them out of the baseline. I mean, more towards the baseline, more out of that paint. That's your zone. You fight, and you stay glued to him, so he can't really just take off over you. So you're preventing the alley-oop. Now, if he jump up and catch the ball, cool. He got the ball right there, but you're there to defend. He'll have to come back down. Now, sometimes they bail him out with a foul. No. Oh, back to that Zoom call. It's very easy. They put on that Zoom call, they put up no, LeBron got on a Zoom call. He called everybody back after probably cussing out Dame Lillard. And Dame Lillard's on a Zoom call with LeBron. Yeah, I think we should play. You know, I think it'd be good inspiration for the guys in the league. You know, Brian was like, wait a minute, what Zoom call? I went on a Zoom call. Who said we don't want to play? Like, they were like, yeah, they talking about the players don't want to play. Wait a minute. Brian went and Zoom called everybody back because he wants to play so that they can get this little fake-ass championship that nobody respects still to this day. So if we didn't have a parade, it don't count. So no one counts that championship. Because it really wasn't. But that was the script. The script was for them to play the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. And once they played each other in the Western Conference Finals, the Lakers would beat them in 6 to 7 games and play the Milwaukee Bucks, which they would beat in 5. That would have really solidified LeBron's legacy. Him beating Kawhi Leonard in the Western Conference Finals, then beating Giannis in the NBA Finals. That would have gave him a real big stamp. And God said, nah, we're going to drop this COVID thing. We got to blow this LeBron thing up right now. Yep. So thank y'all for coming through, man. I appreciate y'all. I got to get up out of here. So, you know me, man. I'm the night owl. Of course, LeBron's legacy is garbage. If he's garbage, the legacy has got to be garbage too. And I'm the garbage man. I pick up the trash and throw it out.